It's confirmed now that Rader, as you just heard, called his kill plans projects, right? He had these codes that he would use in his journal and in his manuscript. And the codes were PJ was project, and C-number was confirmed kill. So take a look at this one. This is a project called Bad Wash Day in 1976, same year that Cynthia Dawn Kinney disappeared. It says PJ-17th, number 1, hut, 7E-F, 1976, at BE of the house off 17th. Had problem getting in or too much noise factor. The brunette was the target. I would watch the nearby laundromat for possible victim. C9, hit PJ, Bad Wash Day. Laundromat were a good place to watch victims in dreams. Sometimes I have a pair of women underwear on, and after watching a girl or lady, relieve myself in bathroom with masturbation thoughts. So C9 is what he would refer to as a confirmed kill 9, but he also referred to a chapter. He would actually refer to chapters in his unpublished manuscript, and Bad Wash Day was an actual chapter. So his journal links to his manuscript, and the Bad Wash Day, the laundromat, 1976. I would watch to see all of that seems to really line up with Cynthia Dawn Kinney's disappearance. He also, on the same journal page, happened to mention, quote, out of town until things cool down. I want to bring in Scott Bonn. Dr. Bonn is a criminologist, a professor, and the author of Why We Love Serial Killers. Okay, Dr. Bonn, first question, and I sort of can't get this one out of my head. Why would someone who was so meticulous at hiding his life from his family, his children, his church where he was a deacon, the Boy Scouts where he was a leader, his job as a park ranger-ish kind of character, why would someone like that be writing a book and manuscript detailing all of his kills well before he was ever caught?
Great question, and it's very difficult for the layman to understand, but Dennis Rader is a complete psychopath and what's known as a malignant narcissist. And you may be aware, Ashleigh, I corresponded with this man extensively for 4 years while I was writing my book. And I got inside of his mind very deeply, and let me tell you, it's a scary place. Everything is a game. Everything is manipulation. Nothing is what it seems. He wanted to chronicle his life. He wanted movies made about him. He wanted books written to be about him. I was a tenured university professor at the time that I was doing the bulk of my correspondence with him, and he suggested that upon his death, we open a wing in our library for all of his artifacts so the world could see them in our library. This is a man who knows no bounds in his narcissism.
What about the use of the codes, the C-number, the PJ projects? What does it say about this kind of a killer who would label his murders as projects?
Well, it's an attempt to dehumanize. It's what we call, it's a technique of neutralization. Rather than call them humans, rather than call them victims, they were projects to him, almost like he was collecting butterflies or putting together model airplanes. Ted Bundy actually called his victims objects. So this is a very common thing that serial killers will attempt to dehumanize and objectify their victims. But with Rader, as I said, everything has to be a game. He used codes in our correspondence, in our letters. I would have to decipher them in order to make sense of them. It's all part of his control game. He wants to be the master. He wants to be in control. And this is what gives him satisfaction. If you think about it, Ashleigh, he is confined now to an 8x10 space, 23 hours a day. He has nothing left except his little games. And that's why he tries to interject himself in other cases, like Brian Kohberger, like the Long Island serial killer. It's all he has left. So he is enjoying this, relishing this. And in my estimation, Ashleigh, he is not going to give anything up until it is shown to him that they absolutely have the evidence that he committed one or more of these cold cases, and then he will give it up. and he'll jump on the stage and he will claim credit and tell the world what a genius he is. But he won't give anything up until it's satisfactorily proven to him so that he can say, yes, you got me.
So incredibly twisted, but we knew that. I guess the only solace we have in the description you just gave us is that he's withering away, and in the words of his own daughter, rotting. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider, and don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.